All right, thank you, Jia. You right? Yeah. So I think today's topic is very much related to everyone because I nowadays a lot of people actually has stomach problems or gastric problems, reflux, bloated problem as well. So today we will actually focus more about your stomach problem. Okay, so now just all right. So you feel hungry when I'm empty, I'm round and digest food for you. When you're hungry, you hear noises from me. Which organ am I? Actually, I accidentally tell the answer just now, but then you can just type in the chat if you know the answer. Anyone? Okay, so the answer is actually stomach, of course. Okay, so today we actually focus about gut health. So first of all, I want everyone to know about our stomach. Okay, so actually stomach or our gut, I would say, because gut is actually consists of three main things: stomach, large intestine, and small intestine. So as for our stomach, it actually has the main three function. So temporary storage of food, so you won't feel hungry after you eat, and then it will store your food, and then it also helps to digest our food, mix and break down the food. So from the amount that the food size that you eat, and then it slowly digests to a smaller size. Okay, so I call it as a food storage tank. So it actually is packed with gastric glands, which contain the cells that produce digestive enzymes. So what digestive enzymes do is to digest whatever food that we eat. Okay, when you eat protein, there's protease enzyme to digest the protein that we eat. Then when you eat, when you take anything dairy, there will be lactase enzyme also. So when you eat meat or fats, there will be lactase to digest it. Okay, so hydrochloric acid is a gastric juice, gastric acid, and also mucus. So these are the things that we found in our stomach. So yeah, what happened is due to our lifestyles and also stress and improper way of eating, sometimes we like to eat spicy food and then unhealthy food. Okay, so a lot of people start to have this small symptoms, or even some people with big symptoms. Okay, so indigestion. So what happens is indigestion is after you eat, then you feel bloated, and then you feel like your stomach is actually very bloated up there, and then the food doesn't go down. Anyone has this problem? If you can say yes in the chat group. So I know I'm talking to the right crowd, or your people around you, your parents, or your girlfriend, boyfriend, or partners, and things like that. Yeah, you can actually share. Yeah, there's bloating also, gastric pain for those that a lot of people actually didn't know what's gastric. Okay, I didn't know back then too. Okay, when I first had the first attack of gastric, I was working in the hospital. Okay, I'm a pharmacist. I was working in the hospital that time, and then I just felt that my upper stomach is very bloated, like that, like the gas is there, and then I couldn't really do anything. I just need to bend down all the time. And then when I went to see the doctor just told me, okay, you have a gastric pain. Oh, okay, since then only I know that, oh, that is a gastric pain, where I have the bloatedness at the just right before right below your chest, so and the stomach area lah. So it's due to overproduction of gastric acid and then release the gas. So that's why, because I was very busy in the hospital, and then didn't really eat on time, so that's why I had that problems. So and for heartburn, for those that who always feel like burning sensation around your chest here. Okay, hiccup, belching. Belching means that some like burping. After eat, you must burp. Okay, do you have friends that you go out with him or her for dinner, then after your full dinner or your meal, then she or he will be like burp, burp, the non-stop one. So that actually that person also have a little bit of stomach symptoms lah. Okay, so self-check, are you having any of this? Okay, so these are the common cause that cause the stomach problems. Okay, for me, it's definitely spicy food. Who loves spicy food here? Food, yes. Yes to spicy food. No, okay, actually we shouldn't eat too much of spicy food. It will actually cause stomach problems. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of friends here like love spicy food, right? Especially those last time last time very popular in the spicy ramen. Wow, which level you can go to. Wow, that is actually very bad for our stomach, but it's so good, right? Okay. Excessive intake of alcohol. I do have a lot of customers or patients that come to me because especially during Chinese New Year time, every day drink alcohol, then start to have stomach upset. Yeah, irregular meal time due to work, sometimes after 8 hours only eat, after 6 hours only eat. Okay, so that's actually very bad. Meal skipping, stress, smoke, tension, or steady use of NSAIDs. NSAIDs is actually anti-inflammatory medicines, or sometimes for those that they have heart problems or high risk to heart issues, the doctor will also prescribe it to thin the blood thinning. So yeah, after a long-term use of this medicine, it actually can cause stomach problems also. And untreated helicobacter infections, Helicobacter pylori. Okay, so later I will mention about this later on by itself. So yeah, if you have the above self-check that you tick, then most likely you will actually have some stomach issue lah. Okay, be it bloated, be it burping, be it indigestion problem. Okay, so what I want to let you all know is what happened to our stomach when we have the problems and we didn't manage it. Okay, so as you can see from the left, we start from mucosal layer, and then from the top lah. So if too much of gastric, and then you found that it start to get injuries, and then become the middle one, then you see the mucus layer is gone, and then almost gone, and then mucosal layer also gets smaller and smaller, and thinner, and then start to have and then in the end it causes ulcers, means there's a hole in your stomach. Okay, so that's very bad. Actually, you will have a lot of issues. I used to have this experience in the hospital whereby this auntie, she has very bad stomach ulcers until non-stop bleeding, and then eventually she just passed away because non-stop bleeding, really like even pump a few liters of blood also, it doesn't help. Okay, so we must actually take note about this. Okay, so this is to let you know the progression from gastric mucosal injury to cancer. So it will start from gastric mucosal injury, so just the upper layer, and then causes chronic gastritis. Whoever that got gastric problems, you have to take note already. So you have to take care of your stomach. If you still don't do anything about it, and then it will eventually become peptic ulcers, and then in the end, you have a higher risk to be gastric cancer as well, due to the excessive secretion of our gastric acid, which is very acidic. Okay, so you can see from here, yeah, just imagine it's supposed to be a nice skin, and then now it got hole already. Yeah, so that's an injury lah. So for this one, it's a real life picture for you to see. And then why gastric cancer is so scary is because it's 5th most common cancer and 3rd most common cancers of cause of cancer related death. Okay, so in Malaysia, it's the 6th commonest cancer among men. I'm so sorry. Men has actually higher risk to get gastric cancer. Okay, so yeah, the incidence, and of course, is also highly dependent on your diet. I think maybe because Malaysian loves to eat, right? All of us here loves to eat, right? Yeah. So yeah, we actually have a higher risk towards this also. Okay, so what's the risk factors of gastric cancer? We actually has 2 risk factors. The first one is non-modifiable risk factors, means that your gender. Okay, you are more common in men. So you are men, you cannot change your gender, right? So and the age, the risk increase with age. And the thing that we can control in hand is our diet. Those that if you're a lover of smoked, salty, spicy, pickle food, you have to really change a little bit of your diet. Okay, you can take it once in a while, it's fine. Okay, but not everyday kind of thing. Stress and sleep. Okay, you I think people who have gastric problems, they will actually notice this, because when you sleep late, you will realize that your stomach start to feel sourish, or your throat start to feel sourish, because the gastric acid start to overproduce. Okay, And extracts can reduce bowel movement, increase gastric acid as well. Tobacco use, okay, those that smoke also increase the risk. Infection, we come again, Helicobacter pylori. So those who has Helicobacter pylori will actually have symptoms like bloated, always get stomach pain, gastric pain, low appetite and things like that. You can actually go check with the doctor to see whether, if you have long-term of these problems, you should actually check with the doctor to see whether you have Helicobacter pylori bacteria in your stomach or not. Okay, so yeah, so what we do not want is also stomach cancer. So when the mucosal layer got affected and then the tumors started to grow and it eventually evolved into stomach cancer. Okay, so today I will also like everyone to know a little bit about H. pylori. It's a true stomach bug. So it's a bacteria that colonize approximately 50% of the world's population. Okay, so this infection of this bacteria, H. pylori, will actually cause very bad inflammation in our stomach and then increase the risk of developing duodenal and also gastric ulcer disease. Okay, so it's the strongest risk factor for gastric ulcer. Okay, so I do have a friend that has Helicobacter pylori, but she's not treated yet. So yeah, she will be treated soon, right? She's actually in this group, in this room. So yeah, she will soon get treated, I think. But today's topic will also help her a lot. Okay, so if you have any family and friends that have Helicobacter pylori, please ask them to get treated soon. Okay, or today you can focus on my presentation. Hopefully, I can help you as well. Okay, okay. Anyone know what is mucus? Is it your 胚胎, right? Not really. Actually, in our stomach, there's also a mucus. Okay, so this mucus gel layer is something, you just imagine as a gel layer that protect our stomach lining. Okay, so how do you want to imagine this? It's like in your stomach, in your mouth, right? Okay, you put your tongue towards the wall or of the side there, you can touch like a soft layer, right? That's also mucosal layer. Okay, so this in our stomach, we have this gastric mucosal layer. It formed by the mucus gel layer. Okay, so this one is actually to protect us, to protect our stomach. So it acts as a protective barrier. So that because gastric acid is very, very acidic, so we need to have a layer to protect it. So if there's no mucus, there's no protection. As easy as that. Okay, we cannot protect from the bacteria, we cannot protect from the gastric acid and things like that. Yeah. So actually today I'm very, very happy that Nutrites finally came out with this thing. It's a botanical beverage that helps. I call it as because my husband is also a pharmacist, so we actually call it as a treatment for stomach problems. Okay, it's not just like, people know supplements usually for preventions, you take to help. But I actually see this as a treatment because later on I will actually share some clinical trials and things like that. It's really supported with facts. Okay, so it really helps for those that we have a lot of gastric problems or stomach problems. Okay, which they combine the use of modern science and also traditional medicines. Okay, so for modern science, what they put in is actually wheat peptide. So wheat peptide is a biological active peptide that they get from a wheat protein. Okay, wheat, 麦, 燕麦, yeah. So this wheat peptides, the scientists actually found that they are rich in glutamine, which can help us to maintain and protect our epithelial cells, means that our lining, okay, your protective layer. Okay, so you just imagine, okay, and for you to understand easily, like if our mouth got ulcer, right? So it's like got a hole, right? So this glutamine will actually, wheat peptides will actually protect. So your mouth will not get ulcers. I mean, so that happens in the stomach, of course. So this one actually helps to protect our stomach from the damage by the NSAIDs, which is the medications that usually damage our lining. Okay, so for those that taking medication for long term, this is really a lifesaver because they can only use, people who have gastric problem. It's like that on people who have heart problem, they need to take blood thinning. So the blood thinning will actually causes stomach ulcers, and then they eventually need to take another medications to just suppress it or to protect it and prevent from getting worse. Okay, so this is something that it can help to protect naturally. So it also has an antioxidant activity, which is very important to protect the epithelial cells from oxidative damage. Okay, so I would also like to know in this group here, do you have anyone that long-term taking the blood thinning medication? If yes, you can just put 1. If no, for those that who have long-term gastric problems, or even those that who love to drink coffee, empty stomach, okay, you would definitely love this because this can protect you from having gastric ulcers. Okay. Yeah. So the second main ingredient will be kelp extract, which is what we call Fucoidan. Okay. So this Fucoidan is actually derived from the kelp. It's an algae. So it's like what you see under the water, in the sea. Okay, so it's something like seaweed kind of thing. Yeah. So scientists found that this Fucoidan has the power to inhibit the growth of H. pylori. Just now we say that H. pylori can cause gastric cancer or gastric ulcers. So this one will inhibit the growth, so which is very important, and the ability to stick to our stomach cells. Okay, so according to studies, the Fucoidan will increase the mucus thickness. So just now when you see the picture that I show you, when the mucus become lesser and lesser, the your risk of getting stomach problem is also increased. So this one is very good for those patients who already have chronic gastritis, who already have gastric problems. And then this will increase back the mucus layer, okay, which is so important because I found that even medication out there, they can only control, they reduce the stomach acid and things like that, but they do not repair the mucus layer. So this is one thing that I really love, okay, because I used to have chronic gastritis, okay, so it really helps to increase the mucus thickness. So besides that, it also has anti-inflammatory properties, so it can reduce all the inflammations on your cells, okay, and to prevent ulcers from happening. Okay, so here we want to show you is the functional study, so that it's not what we say only. Okay, when you take this one, you will get the benefit. No, they actually have studies about it. So so you can see from here, if just Fucoidan itself is reduced by 58% of the gastric mucosal damage, but if you combine both wheat peptide and Fucoidan, the gastric mucosal damage can be reduced by 90%. That's very high percentage. Okay, so here I want to show you a clinical trial. The scientists actually put there's 103 people. So for 53 people, they actually give a placebo. Placebo means that there's nothing, but then it looks like something. So they will also take it and thinking that it's something that helped them. Okay, and the other 53 people is taking this wheat peptide and Fucoidan. Okay, WPF. So after 45 days, just 45 days, 1.5 months, scientists found that WPF, the 53 people with WPF will actually has a improved symptoms of reduced bloating, reduced belching, which is the burping, reduced acid reflux, and reduced gastric pains as well. Yeah, so actually you can see just 1.5 months already show much improvement. Okay, so and for that one is for the modern science, and for the herbal wisdom, okay, which is from Chinese 本草纲目, and then it has been established for very, very long time, and then traditional medicines. Okay, so they also put in this ginger. Okay, ginger and jujube. Jujube is 红枣, 杭州. Anyone, if you all know. Okay, ginger is of course ginger. It actually has this carminative effect. Okay, what is carminative effect? Carminative effect means that it can actually release the gas. So it get rid of the gas from your stomach. Okay, because people who have indigestion problems, who have gastric problems, they actually usually have this bloatedness and stomach ups, a lot of gas. So this ginger will actually help to kick out the gas from your stomach. Okay, it also reduce the pressure on the our esophagus sphincter, and reduce intestinal cramps. So for those that with stomach ache, stomach problems, dyspepsia means indigestion problems, or mainly it's flatulence, the bloating problems, a lot of gas. Okay, so besides that, ginger also has the benefit of anti-inflammatory, reduce inflammations in our stomach, so it can actually protect our stomach lining if it's really damaged, and antioxidant effect. Okay, and for jujube is also one thing that helps to nourish blood. It helps to increase the blood circulations to our stomach and also regulate back our digestive system. Okay, so this combination of the modern science and herbal wisdom, let me just recap. So for modern science, we have wheat peptide, which rich in glutamine that helps to protect the gastric mucosal layer from damage. And at the same time, we have Fucoidan, help to increase the thickness of the mucus so they can protect even better, and to repair those that already do have very thin mucus layer. At the same time, it inhibits the growth and the adherence of the Helicobacter pylori bacteria. And for ginger, it relieves stomach discomfort, including the mainly in the get rid of the gas, and also the inflammatory and antioxidant properties, same as jujube. Okay, that it helps to increase the blood circulation. Okay, so this Neutralite, actually I have it one here. I did try it myself. Okay, is in the sachet form, which is a drink form. Okay, so it's quite convenient. Here you can see. Yeah, so it's actually quite convenient. I just need to tear and drink it whenever needed. Okay, so I can drink it before food, after food, doesn't matter. And just now, I actually still on and off have the overproduction of gastric acid, especially when I did not eat on time due to my work. So I had a little bit of overproduction of gastric acid. So I just drink it, and then after a while, it just go back to normal. I don't feel any sourish here. So it actually works really, really good. Oh yeah, here is also stated that it's suitable for 3 years and above, especially for those who suffered from gastric mucosal injury. For adults, of course, usually kids do not have that problem, or always have stomach discomfort symptoms. So if you always have stomach discomfort, be it bloating, indigestions, or any that just like I mentioned, you can actually just take this one. It's also vegetarian friendly. So for those that is vegetarian, you can actually take this too. So I would like to share a bit difference between the botanical beverage and medication. So first of all, this is all natural. So you can see from here the food ingredients, and medications, of course, antacids is like those that you see over the counter, the Alucid, or those Melox Plus, or Actal. If you know it, then you know it. Okay, or other medications, like more serious one will be those Controller, Nexium. Okay, if you've heard of it, then most probably your family or people around you are taking it. Okay, and the difference you can see here is the just now I call it as a treatment, this botanical beverage as treatment, because it actually helps to protect and also increase the thickness of the mucus, so it can actually helps to treat the problems. Okay, and as for medication, usually is symptomatic relief and also prevent it from getting worse. Okay, so there's no side effects for the natural one, but for the medication, all medication has side effects. So yeah. So for this one, recommended dosage will be 2 sticks per day. Okay, and then for another one medication, just depending on the medication. Okay, so who actually need this? Okay, so those that have indigestion, bloating problems, gastric problems, heavy alcohol consumption, coffee lover. Okay, I do have a very good friend of mine. He actually was taking coffee empty stomach every morning for probably 2 years. 2 years. After 2 years, then he started developing all the all the symptoms that I mentioned. And then when he go and check, he found that there's ulcers, there's a hole at the stomach lining. Yeah, so he definitely need this because this one will actually help to protect and increase back the mucous layer. Okay, for those who like to eat fried and spicy food, hi, spicy food lover in the group here. Okay, we can actually take this and then go eat spicy food. And busy and working adults, okay, who do not eat on time, or whoever that looking to improve their stomach health. Okay, so you can just use this. It's very convenient. And then besides this, one thing that I have been taking for years, okay, is the probiotics, because I call it as a triple protection, okay, because this is the one that helps us to, how I normally explain to my patient is, you just imagine in our stomach intestine, right? It actually has parking lots. Okay, so all our intestine, it actually has all the parking lots, means that either good bacteria or bad bacteria park at your stomach lining. Okay, so just imagine there's 4,000 parking lots. Okay, and if the parking lots is actually parked by bad bacteria, then you will have all those problems already. All the constipation, diarrhea problems, sensitive stomach, or even some allergy issues also related to your gut health. Okay, so what you want to do is we replenish our body with the good bacteria, and then they will kick out all the bad bacteria, and then they park at our car park. All your car park is full of good bacteria. So this is the function, and then they will protect our lining, so make it stronger, and also at the same time, probiotics can help to boost our immune system. Okay, so do you guys know our body has good and bad bacteria actually? I just want to know whether you guys know or not. Yes, okay. Yeah. So one thing good about the Neutralite probiotics is, first of all, it comes with 5 hero probiotic strains that extensively studied, and then they have this most important thing, the technology, arrive alive technology, because our stomach acid is very acidic. So for example, people tell me, never mind lah, just take yogurt, I just take Yakult, I just take Vitagen. Okay, before it able to reach your gut, it already die because the gastric acid will kill all of them. Okay, so this arrive alive technology is very important to make sure our good bacteria reach to the gut, and then they also have this technology that stick to the gut. So when they go to the gut, right, they don't just go away and then go out as your poo-poo. Okay, they will actually stick to all the parking lots. Okay, don't just go away. Yeah, so this is also very important. A lot of people actually didn't know about this. So when there's different types of probiotic out there, this two technology is the most important. Okay, and also they added with the prebiotic, which is the fiber to help the growth of the good bacteria in our own stomach intestine. Okay, so these are the 5 main strains in Neutralite probiotics. And most importantly, there's more than 100 scientific research to support their benefits. So the scientists already made all the research needed to find out the best strains for us. Okay, so all these strains actually helps to improve digestive health and immune system, restore back your good bacteria in your intestine, and also fight against the bad bacteria. So you kick out all the bad bacteria, and then they park in our stomach intestine. And yeah, it also can help for those that with lactose intolerance, those that cannot take dairy milk, they can also reduce it, and then you will eventually be able to take dairy products. Those that have constipation problems, it actually reduce the transit time. So it takes shorter time to reach the custom. I always call it custom. Okay, so you do not need to have issues on constipations, or those have diarrhea problems or sensitive stomach, this also can help. Okay, so actually come to an end for my presentation. Any of you have any questions? If you have any question, you can just ask in the chat so I can answer your questions.